blam, 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 bam, 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 ba, bam, bam, ba, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, 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 boom, bam, ba, da, bam, bam, da, da, dum, dum, da, 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 Right, hi guys, Mini Matters. Mini people? Anyway, right,
mates,
so
mini mates.
Mini mates. Hi, Mini mates. So tonight's cask, we're going to use it, is on Kill Team. And we're going to have a little internal competition, painting competition stroke, gaming competition, I guess. This is Lionel's love egg, basically. But we all love the idea, I believe. So the idea is essentially each week or month, I think it's month, we're going to paint one member of our kill team. And then once we have a kill team ready, we will go to Warhammer World and we will play each other. Maybe a best of 3 or some sort of tournament vibe, I think. I don't know, we've not thought about those particulars, but that is what this cast is about. Kill team, us painting, us playing. And I mean, Lionel knows more than I do, but I'm doing the intro, so...
I think how it came about is we were talking about gaming in general, because obviously we've all been painting now for the last couple of years in various competitions or pieces for ourselves. And I think we discussed about gaming in general. Now, I know Pete still games to a degree. I've not really gamed in a while, and I don't think, Jamie, you've gamed in a long time.
Not since Top Hat Man, no.
No. And then off the back of that, I think you also disclosed that you hadn't been to Warhammer World. So we thought, how do we go about combining the two things? Why don't we try to get into some gaming? Although we don't want to build 40k armies with 30, 40 models. We just don't have time for that. So we looked at a skirmish game. So we thought Kill Team seemed to fill in the blanks and answer the right question. So we thought, let's have a go at that. We'll dabble in a bit of gaming, and it means we only have to produce probably one painted model a month or so, and then maybe towards the end of the year, take what we've got down to Warhammer World, have a look around, see if we get any footage of the place or do anything there, and have a game while we're there. I think that was the general premise.
Basically, blow Warhammer's World socks off with 15 or so amazingly painted models.
With mediocre models, yeah.
Well, Peter's will be good. I've seen his... he's already got his damn kill team in his... what are they? Salamanders? Imperial Fists.
Yeah, well, will not be to open my cabinet and take 7 Space Marines out. I think what I want to do is, all starting from scratch.
Yeah.
We've all got quite different knowledge about the system as well. So, Lionel, you've played before.
Yeah, I've had. You could probably count on one hand how many games I've played. But
so this is where the hustle starts then. So this is where I played 5 games. How much money did you want to put on it, guys?
Yeah, exactly. Let's make this interesting, guys. Let's get some cash in there. Put it on the corner of the table. So I thought it'd be useful to just look at how you get in as a gateway to Kill Team. So you've got the Games Workshop website up there at the moment.
Do you want me to switch to it? Yeah.
I can see it.
Well, that you can, but they can't.
Oh yeah, please then, if you would.
Little in joke there.
No, yeah. Right. So can they see it?
Now they can. Yeah, they've got the website, our faces, and our logo.
Beautiful. Okay, so the first thing that you need to get started is the core manual or the core rules. They can be found at the moment in 3 different locations. So you can get the core manual by itself, which you can see there, I believe, in
Peter's face.
Oh, look, there's our model. as you can see, beautifully displayed by our model and on the screen. So that's £25, or you can get the rules within two starter. Yeah, you can get the rules in 2 starter sets, and they are the Rogue Trader starter set and the generic Kill Team box set. Now, they come with various factions already included and various scenery and gaming boards as well. And it come in at different price ranges. You've got the Kill Team Rogue Trader starter set at £80, and I believe the other one is it somewhere in the realms of 90?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be on that page, but it's something like £95. For the big box set. I
don't know why that's gone.
So that's that one behind me there.
Yeah.
Which is where
and you've not played it either, Peter, right? Not played. So I'm basically the only person who hasn't played. Yeah.
No, I've never played it, but I've played 40k a good few times.
Yeah.
95 quid. So
So you've got. Go ahead.
Does that include the same as that? Obviously includes the team, like the manual, the core manual, and the Kill Team. Yeah. Okay.
It has buildings in it, so it has scenery, it has a gaming mat, it has counters and other things. So what you've got is you've got various entry points there depending on what your funds are. You've got £25 if all you want is the rule book to start building your own bespoke team, and then you've got various other bits and various cost entries. So that's the basic premise of how you get started. Now, in terms of the factions, they're in the book, and essentially every race in the 40k universe is represented within that book. So any race that you already know, you can have a go at starting a kill team. And what a kill team is basically a very small skirmish team with a handful of models, where you can basically have a scaled down 40k light game with some more in-depth rules, because obviously the lower figure count or the lower model count allows you to spend a bit more time on the detail. Have you guys been looking at the factions, and are we at a stage where we can probably announce what ones we're thinking of doing?
Well, I've certainly been having a look at them, but I'm terrible at making decisions anyway.
Okay.
But it's just.
I've been looking. I've sort of got a top 3, but
okay.
I think I've decided.
All right.
Okay.
What about you, Lionel? You got one, yeah?
I've got one as well, yeah. And you, Jamie, do you have one?
Yeah, just a bit.
You've got your Eldar. You've got your Eldar. I'll say you've got your Eldar selected. Okay.
It's not Eldar though. It is Eldar. Yeah, it's Eldar.
What are you going to do?
I was tempted to go Orcs though. We've been through this roughly, right? Like Orcs are oddly appealing because I feel like most people who paint Orcs, and this isn't why I want to choose them, but most people who paint Orcs seem to just do an awful job, and I don't know if that's just because the type of people they are, or like they just want to.
That's a fairly broad brush. That is, isn't it?
Just saying, all the people I seem to know play Orcs. They're just rubbish. Yeah. Orcs, yeah. It's like it's an insult to Warhammer, really, what they do to the models. But anyway, that's not the point. So it's slightly tempting to do Orcs and try really hard on them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because normally you'd have like, I don't know, it's unusual for other armies, right? So people don't want to. Anyway, I'm doing Harlequins. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so
exactly.
why Harlequins?
They're just probably the best. Yeah, well, they're not related to Elder. Obviously they are, just in case people don't know I'm having a laugh. So I think I've for some reason I've wanted to paint Harlequins since like they released their first codex after when they did that chapter approved, like not chapter approved but a little journal. Anyway, since like 2004 or something.
Yeah.
Have you got it, you reckon? Oi.
That one?
No, it's after that, but it has that artwork. It's that era of.
Pete's like QVC today. It's got all the products.
Buy now, reduced from Peter's. Anyway, it's 3rd edition.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
A journal version, and that was the first time I'd ever heard of them actually, because I was still only 14, and I wanted to paint since then, and that was a long time ago. So now finally I've got an excuse to paint them with you guys.
Perfect opportunity, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
How do you feel about painting Harlequins? Because I was saying to Pete actually off air while you were preparing to set up this cast that it's going to be very difficult to do them without doing the patterns and motifs and Harlequins and
the thing is they're jesters already, so they're going to have diamonds. And I'm okay with that. And they're going to have a lot of striped tops, like their their trousers are going to have like, you know, because they're clowns essentially. They're disgusting killing clowns.
But yeah, what I'm saying is, how do you feel about painting? Because that's all going to have to be freehand, isn't it? That's not sculpted.
I mean, freehand's my 101 line. I'm not very good at it. but I'm more than up. Like, honestly, painting this dragon that I'm painting, I just realised how much I resent volumes that aren't cloaks. I'm just not good at them. All I've ever painted is bloody Elder, so I only know how to do them. Anyway, it will be fun. It's a challenge, but that's the whole. It's one model, so I think actually it could work quite nicely.
Okay, another question for you, Jamie. Are you going to go retro, like 1990?
Yeah, proper bright colours. Yeah.
Oh no, the model. So or are you going to do the current?
Well, I do hate 3D printed models, and all the Harlequins are. So I'll be going 2006 Harlequins, the metal re-releases they did.
Metal. Wow.
Yeah. Plastic's crap. Anyway, sweeping statements of the days.
So basically,
opinion, and that doesn't represent the view of Mini Matters,
even though.
Yeah. But if you want to add a comment, add it below all the Orc people have already given us Jamie's former disclosure. Just put your comments underneath those.
Yeah, tell him what you really think.
The reason why you kind of paint your orcs nice and quickly is because you do have 100 of them,
exactly
200 Gretchen in front, so 300 figures against 30 Marines.
The other thing as well is that's part of the orcs kind of the look, isn't it? That kind of what do you call it? Mechanic, shabby chic kind of. They do that on purpose. That's a stylization choice.
No, not these painting models I'm talking about.
It's like when people paint.
We were trying to soften you.
Yeah, I know.
We were trying to help you out of that hole, and you've gone in again.
Right. Let me.
If anyone wants to share any links to amazingly painted orcs, I'd love to see them, because I am a bit of a fan of the orcs.
When they painted well, man, they look good, and that's kind of why I wanted to do them, because it's actually genuinely quite hard to do them well.
You've really thrown me now. I thought I had a top 3,
and now he's laid down the gauntlet for you.
Is it a top 4? Right,
they're the orcs I'm talking about.
Okay, so fine.
That's what
you then, Jamie.
So Pete, should I announce mine next to give you some more thinking time before or do you want the pressure now of having to commit something
on the spot?
What do you want to do?
Yeah. Well, if you tell us, tell everyone what you're going to do, like, that might add a 5th option to my list.
Okay, so I thought, bearing in mind the time I have, I need to pick a kill team where I'm not going to have to paint that many models, because the points per model is quite expensive in terms of game points. So that automatically put me into the realms of Space Marines. And then when I was looking through the chapters, it occurred to me that the one chapter that I've never done since doing Games Workshop, which is quite amazing actually when you think about it, is the Ultramarines. And as the Ultramarines are the poster boys of Games Workshop, they're the Mickey Mouse, they're the front face. It made sense to me that actually let's do the Ultramarine. So I'm going to be doing a Primaris kill team from the Ultramarines Ultramarines chapter. Is that Jamie vomiting? Oh,
sorry,
God.
I just thought you'd go with 3rd edition. Why are you going Primaris as well?
Because they're better models, Jamie. Now we could have our disagreement on air about how my taste in models are completely different to yours, like we do with the Eldar Avatar every week. When I say when I say the Forge World Avatar is a vast improvement on the midget Avatar you like, but
he's as tall now as the Primaris Space Marines probably.
He probably is actually. But joking aside, aesthetically, I think the Primaris Space Marines are leaps and bounds ahead. Now, I know there's going to be nostalgia attached. I know there's going to be meta and all that backward stuff. But if you just look at the aesthetic of the model and the poses and the fact that they've got knees so you can pose them in a variety of positions now, I personally prefer the Primaris. And the other point about it as well is going down the line, I don't know whether I want to do conversions to individuals in my team, but if I do, the amount of choice you've got from Primaris, because the range is so wide, means that you can pull from a number of areas and add a degree of individuality to them. So that's the main reason why I've gone for them. That and to spite you, Jamie.
Well, I was going to say I've got a suggestion for you. Thanks, Lionel. Is Primaris Space Marines,
right?
Orcs. What do you reckon?
Sorry,
Spliced.
am I doing Primaris and Orc? Sorry?
Orc Space Marines.
Yeah, I hear your suggestion and dismiss it out of hand without even giving it a second thought.
Don't you think it could be cool?
Yeah, so you're...
Peter's not convinced.
They're gonna Jamie, I'm gonna do them such a good service that you're going to look at your Harlequins. Why didn't I pick the Blue Boys? Why didn't I pick
the problem? A question then is: are you going to do them in your classic, stereotypical, how everyone's doing them at the moment, which is the NMM kind of vibe, or are you going to do them Lionel?
I don't know what NMM vibe is, and I don't know.
Like Richard Gray's, is it Richard Gray, Andy Wardle? Like everybody's following that vibe now, aren't they? Of light placement.
But that
kind of coloured armour.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's NNM though, is it? That's just basically volume interpretation.
No, because they're doing these strange reflections. They're
like polished armour, aren't they?
Gold non-metallic metals.
Yeah.
Like red, or that's definitely the look and the feel of something being reflective.
Well, I wouldn't say what I've done, and I'll make a slight confession. I've done my first one already because I wanted to get a head start because I've got some other stuff that I'm doing to make sure I hit the deadline. I need to return to it and do a few bits, but I wouldn't say it's non-metallic metal. But that being said, it has in terms of volume interpretation, it has a primary reflection and it has a secondary reflection.
Sounds a lot like NMM, doesn't it? Yeah, two reflections.
But I don't interpret that though as non-metallic. I suppose it is. I've never really thought about it. I've just assumed that was, unless you're applying it to gold or silver, I've just assumed that was just
I get what you mean.
Volume interpretation.
But the thing is, I think if it's a matte finish, like it wouldn't reflect like that if it wasn't metallic of some variety.
I've seen people do the chrome finish. So is it Gareth Nichols?
Yeah.
Does the really extreme, what I would call the chrome finish, where it looks like highly polished armor.
Yeah.
Highly.
Didn't he just use chrome paint for that? Is that guy?
No. This is Gareth. Actually, he paints it like non-metallic metal, but with that sort of level of contrast as well. Between the light and the dark is at that kind of level.
It's got a very kind of 80s retro feel to it, possibly. Sounds
good.
That's what I consider non-metallic metal when you're saying it. In terms of
let's open this up to the comments, Lionel. Let the people decide.
Is Lionel wrong, or is it right?
Well, or me? I'm also, are we wrong?
Yeah. I think what I've aimed to do is I've aimed to try and do it above, obviously, tabletop standard. And it's at a level now that I'm quite happy. The issue is whether I return to it knowing full well that I'm going to have to replicate this on at least 4 or 5 other models as well. So they're all going to be finished at the same level.
In my head, also, sorry, I raised that because my wife just brought that in for me in the middle of the car, so it made me think she's trying to tell me something subtly, but it's not subtle at all. Personal trainer.
What she sent you?
It's a leaflet that just says personal training. We deliver one-to-one group personal training. It's like, right, thanks, darling. So, oh crap.
If you think Jamie needs to undergo some personal training,
leave in the comments.
Leave in the comment box below and support his wife.
Yeah, and I'll tell her how much she appreciates that. What was I going to say? I thought that, or at least in my head, we're painting these to the level of like entering Golden Demon Squad. That's what I'm planning to paint them to. But we're saying just tabletop.
Oh no. Okay, I'm aiming to paint it the best I can with the time I have. Let's put it that way. For me to turn around and say it's going to be Golden Demon level seems like an arrogant assumption, because
our Golden Demon, not obviously what would win.
Yeah. People will look at it and go, no, that's not Golden Demon. I'm aiming to paint it as best as I can in the time that I have. And like I said, I may return to them. I mean, what you see next month, I might return to it and refine it a bit more, maybe 6 months down the line, and then maybe think, now I will put it into Golden Demon. But at the moment, I'm looking to just put it at a very high tabletop standard. I think that's the best that I can promise.
Some Golden Demon entries aren't even tabletop. Go on, Peter, sorry.
Determined to be controversial in this cast, aren't you, Jamie?
More relaxed these days. Yeah.
But I think what you described there, Lionel, about kind of doing it to that level and then going back and refining it, that's why not? Yeah, that is, I think, a really good way of painting a group of figures. It's what I did with my Death Watch. I had a squad of Death Watch that I painted and played many games of them in my local games workshop. And shout out.
Were they good?
GWX, right, boys.
Do they actually watch? Or
we'll find out now. Neil.
Yeah.
Next time I'm here, let me know.
Neil, post a comment in the comment box. It's getting quite crowded down there, but after the all came,
obviously,
just post a comment.
Hundreds.
And that's a great way of working it. In some ways, in my head, it's a bit like when you lay down all your colours and your basic lights on a competition piece on a single figure, because it's about making sure it all kind of works together. It'd be almost like the same, but across 5 different figures or 7 different figures, and then go back and refine after. Brilliant. I think that's probably an excellent way of doing it, particularly if we want to take Jamie up on his sort of
Golden Demon Squad idea.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know why I had that in my head.
Anyway, I think Pete's stalling. I think he's trying to give advice, but he's stalling. The pressure is on you now, Pete.
He's only got about 7 minutes left until half an hour. Anyway.
Yeah, you now have to commit to a faction.
Is there any more room in our comment section for people to tell me what faction to?
Yeah, they limit it, don't they? The comments.
When we started this discussion, these are the guys I had in my head. These are the Elucidian Star Striders. Something like that.
Outrageous name, isn't it?
Box sets. And they are the Rogue Traders from the Rogue Trader supplement.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I really want to paint them. But it won't be one of those war bands where you kind of mix and match, because they're all quite monoposed figures. They're great models, but they're very monoposed. So that's the downside. The upside is that they're pretty unique, and there aren't any other Citadel miniatures that look even vaguely similar, which is quite exciting.
Keep the motivation up for painting well as well, wouldn't it? Like, because every single one's different. You're not like Lionel having to paint 7 of the same guys. Like,
well, what's really cool is within the group there's like a little squad of kind of military-looking guys with helmets on and lamp guns, and one of them has got like a basically he's got a minigun. And so that's cool. There's a little squad within there, but then you've got the rogue trader. You've got like some Adeptus Mechanicus person, assassin.
Is there an elder there? Is that
it's just
ranger?
Like everything in the same group. So that I think, as I'm talking about it, that's helping me decide anyway.
Is that the one with the giant robot in it as well, or have I made that up?
No, that is Blackstone Fortress.
Oh right, okay.
That was the box I was thinking of as well, because it had the elder in it.
Yeah. But like you said, what's nice about that is you're not going to get bored of fatigue, because every model is completely different, unique and characteristic. So you can really have some fun with it. As Jamie says, by the time I get to my 5th Space Marine, I'm probably going to be banging my head against a brick wall or something. I'll think I'll paint this one as a Blood Angel, or just say he's joined.
But the interesting thing about painting Space Marines in such a small number is how crazy you can go to town with all like the squad markings. You can make up campaign badges, and if I was going to do Marines, which was the other option, I could do some more Imperial Fists.
I've got a lot of them already though.
Straddle kind of both games, then they can be a squad of veterans or something like that in 40k, or just a tactical squad even, but be a kill team. And then it's all about how you make them look unique, names, squad markings, stripes, heraldry. Like when you see pictures of Marines in the codex, they've got like big shields like on their shoulder pads, not just the sergeants. It's loads of extra detail, writing on the pauldrons. You could really go to town, and that's what I'm expecting from you, Lionel.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really being set upon in this. First Jamie berating how mundane my choice is, and now Pete putting too much pressure. I can promise you maybe an extra purity seal, Peter. That's it.
Brilliant.
Maybe an extra purity seal. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think it depends on time, and like I said, like you said, because they're meant to be individual characters that you can really play with. Like you said, your imagination can go as far as little as you want. At the moment, it's quite little, but
do they level up then? Is that the premise?
They do, yeah.
So I could kill your favourite man. Like I could know you like him and then just target him the whole game.
You could do that. You could, if you want to play the psychological warfare game, I suppose you could do that. Brilliant. How long did that one take you to paint? All right. all barrels of dice at him. But yeah, the premise is actually, we haven't talked about it. Maybe we can talk about it in the next episode. But they're all meant to be individual specialists, which then level up and get more skills that they can use in game. But I think maybe we can go into that in the next episode, and explore that aspect of it when we show off our first painted models.
Yeah. For the sake of us taking double the time that we spent just to get set up, which obviously none of the viewers will know, but we spent a long time getting set up. I think, it's a running theme now. It makes sense, but I do find that concept exciting, because then little Ragnag can be like, an ultra good sniper. Or
is that the name of the first Harlequin, Ragnag?
I mean, it doesn't even sound like a elder name, but
that's an orc name, isn't it? Surely it's a little Gretchen called Ragnag.
He was he was left by his troopy when he was young, because they had to run away and he was too slow.
Wow.
So he came up with his own name.
Story. Yeah, he couldn't back fast enough like the rest of them.
Exactly. Yeah, he ran out of batteries. Duracell.
I'm actually wondering, as a little side project now, after what Jamie said about orcs, I feel like we need to do penance for the orc community. and maybe we should all just paint up, if we've got time, one orc that we can show off at future cast.
I mean, mine will look like the one I showed. I'm pretty sure I've got some orcs. 40k or
whatever.
There's some orcs I really want to paint orcs. I've got loads because I love them so much. But it's just it's effort.
We can discuss it off air, but I think maybe we need to all just paint one orc as penance. And
just by proxy, you're associated with an orc hater.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But let's wait. Let's wait a little while longer. because if there's one orc I'm going to paint,
Oh, it's Gaskell. Was it Gaskell?
it will be Gaskell.
Yeah.
What, and they're redoing him, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in the metal one? Because I bought that off eBay the other day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He's the old metal one, the ultra. The ultra.
The old metal one.
Yeah, the best one, the big guy, and he fought that little guy with the pinchers.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to be even bigger now. That seems to be the theme. They seem to be releasing old characters both in Fantasy and 40k and just doubling their size. So
money in it, money for old rope. That is basically.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited about it.
Peter,
I wouldn't call it money for old rope. It might well be tugging on the heartstrings for those of us who've been in the hobby for a long time. But when you get a brand new sculpt with all the brand new styling and size and all those amazing details that you're getting from modern plastic figures, I'm pretty excited. I like they've shown McCary, so his banner waver that he has, a kind of go down with him, little goblin, little Gretchen. But I just can't wait to see the actual Gaskell. So that'll be. I think if we're going to do an orc, I'm going to do Gaskell.
That's a big model, though, isn't it? I mean, but you want to do it, so.
Oh yeah, I want him in my cabinet. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. I'd say you're more mature than I am, Peter.
I've got a funny feeling that'll be a Games Day release or a Games Day sneak peek.
It does make sense.
Or Warhammer Fest, whatever it's called now.
Boring release.
Right. Go ahead, Pete.
I think for now, this is it. So I've settled on the Lucidin Star Striders. I know you're doing your Ultramarines. Jamie, you're doing Harlequins.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And how many models are we allowed? Is it in the rules, obviously?
So in the rules, points of models, and depending on who you use, that can be quite a different number of figures. So we'll talk about that before our next catch up, and before the next time we
do we start painting them now though? Do I pick a model and paint? Is that what how do we want to do? Update everyone.
By the time we get back on the next episode, we should have produced our first model. So go and have a look at the rule book, see what the options are for your faction, and produce what. And then obviously we should have pictures of our painted model on the next, not the next cast, but the next kill team cast we do. So these kill team casts will be spaced out between normal discussion cast, normal interview cast. But the next time we come back, which I think is going to probably be realistically in about a month's time, we should have our first painted model with some kind of background as to what specialist skill they are and a goal as to what we're going to achieve the next time round.
Probably good. It's probably what makes us, no more procrastination.
Yeah.
No, it's committed now. And if you've got any suggestions down, in terms of what we can do, because I'm not a big converter. So if you've got any ideas about what I could do to improve my models before I stick paint on them, or any suggestions what anybody else can do, or give us a guide into terms of what models you think would look good in the factions that we've picked, pop them below. Or if you are an experienced kill team player, any advice you can offer, pop it in the comments below as well, and let us know what your thoughts are.
And if it turns out that orcs are a fantastic kill team, let me know. Direct message me. If they're amazing and they're going to destroy everybody, I'd like to know.
No one plays them. And obviously, like, subscribe, and share. All right.
Yeah,
that's it. Indeed. Hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever we post a video. But share. Let everyone know that you're watching Mini Matters.
Okay. See you next time, guys.
Cheers, guys.